All right, we are live. We're super excited to be here once again. Yes, right here on this platform where we help empower, elevate, educate, and equip women in business and in life. My name is Oluwafunke Fullen White. I go by Sunshine, and I am the CEO and founder of Next Level 2 Women Entrepreneur. And here at Next Level 2 Women Entrepreneur, we provide speaking platform for women entrepreneurs to expose who they are and what they do. We also provide support through our coaching and business network so women can get the resources they need to keep growing to the next level. I am super excited because we just got finished with a 100 Women Journey to Entrepreneurship Summit, and now we're on 10K Global Women in Business Marketing tour. This is just amazing. We're super excited about this tour because you're going to be able to just hear from so many different women that's going to share about their business, but it's also going to expose the marketing side too of their business. So you're going to definitely get a whole lot of different varieties when it comes to how to be able to not just start a business, but also grow a business. So I want you to just get your notepad, your pen, and be ready to be able to jot down some great information that's going to continue to help you grow in your business. Please continue to keep track of all what we're doing and all what we plan to do by going to our website, sunshine.info. We look forward to continue serving you. We're super excited about our speaker on tonight. Our speaker is no other than Tonia Smith. She has, I will call her a VIP speaker because she comes onto this platform. She is fired up and ready to give y'all a lot of information to help y'all overcome most of the things that most business owners are very fearful of. Her topic speaks volume for what she's getting ready to speak about today. Why live video and how to do it scared. Without further ado, I'm going to pass the mic over to you.
Well, thank you, Sunshine, so much. And thank you for creating this platform. This is such an amazing place for people to, and especially women, to be able to learn and grow. And so I'm going to share my screen because I've got a presentation, and let me get that going. There we go. And so the topic is why video marketing and how to do it scared. Did I make that too small? Yeah, I did. Okay, there we go. There we go. Wow, that was all right. There we go. All right, I'm going to try to make this to where it doesn't. There we go. So, and the reason why I did this, there's several reasons why I wanted to get into this, share this topic specifically. One is I help digital marketers dominate social media without the burnout. And through that process, there's fears that come up in our journey, whether we're growing on social media or just growing a business in general. And so just a little bit about me. So I'm a wife, a mom, a grandma. I'm a great grandma. I love camping. I love adventure. I've walked stages. I've achieved things. But one thing that I found that when I was starting to grow online was some things came up, and I was with like very scary. The things that I needed to grow was one of the things was live video. And if you've grown a business, I have my own business. I have a grooming business. I've been a 911 dispatcher for 20 years. And when I retired from there, I opened a dog grooming business. And in that process, I, overcame some challenges from going from a job to your own business, an entrepreneur. But when I became an online marketer, that's when the things just started happening. I was, the idea of being seen, showing up online was scary. I remember taking about 820 takes to just do a 2-minute recorded video for a funnel I was creating. And it was just, I thought this isn't going to work. I need to be able to come online. I need to overcome my fear. The definition of fear is an unpleasant feeling triggered by the perception of danger, real or imagined. And so as I started overcoming my fear of video, I, felt like I was doing pretty good. But as we go along, there's fears that come up. So I just wanted to share a little bit about a story of why this topic is so important. And I feel so passionate about this topic of helping people see what the other side of fear looks like, how transformation and growth is so many times on the other side of fear. And last year, friends and I, we decided we're going to ride a mule down the Grand Canyon, 6 hours down, spend the night, and ride 6 hours back up. Well, in that process, I was excited. I saw pictures like you're looking at now, and I would get a little jittery. I would think, oh, this is going to be so fun, so exciting. And so we got there, we got on our mules, we started riding down, and I discovered that I had a fear I've never felt in my entire life. It was my mule. She was wonderful. Her name was Miss Joan, sweet girl, but she was very tall. And she, for some reason, on this 3-foot path, instead of walking in the middle, she wanted to walk on the very edge. Well, as you can see, the path, there is no safety net. There is no railing to keep you from falling over. So as she was walking on the very edge, I became petrified. And as she walked on the switchbacks, the turns, her neck was so long, and mules don't turn like a horse. They don't bend like that. So that she had to walk literally, her head was sticking out of the kind of like what you're looking at on there, but it was further out because we were turning. And I literally felt like she was going to walk off into I was going to fall to the bottom of the Grand Canyon. And like I said, it was terrifying. Well, I knew I wanted to spend the night down in the Grand Canyon. I wanted that experience, that once in a lifetime experience that I would never have if I quit. And so I just said, you know what, about an hour in, I'm like, I prayed to God. I said, God, would you please help me here? I want to achieve. I want to get down to the bottom of this canyon. I want to spend the night and I want to ride back up. I made that decision. I'm going to do it. But I'd like to not be miserable. I mean, everything in my body hurt. Was having a hard time breathing. The fear was just encompassing. Well, then I looked at my mule and I just, said, she's been here. She's done this ride up and down hundreds of times. I decided to trust her. And so by giving over that control and giving just that faith and that trust in the Lord, it was just instantaneous. And I was actually shocked because it was like walking through a door. I was petrified on one side, and on the other side was transformation. It was beautiful. It was I was calmer. Now, I had little jitters when we'd go around the switchbacks and she walked like she was going to walk off the edge of the cliff. But most of the ride, I was able to take pictures. I was able to laugh. I was able to have conversation. And so I thought it was really important to help people address those fears that come up, that stops us from progressing, that stops us in our tracks, that keeps us from achieving the things that we want to achieve. And so I found this quote, and I thought it was very appropriate, that on the other side of the fear lies freedom. Now, freedom looks differently for all of us. For some of us, it's time freedom. Sometimes it's financial freedom. And there's different definitions for everyone. But one of the areas, if you're trying to grow online, that is very important is video marketing. And I'm going to discuss why it's vital in today's marketplace. But I'm also going to bring up some of the fears that block us. And then we're going to talk about tips to break through the roadblocks so we can achieve the transformation in our business and our life. So why video marketing or live video, right? In this day and age, it doesn't have to be live, which is really wonderful. You don't have to go live in so many times. It's more of a recorded video that you're going to put on like a TikTok, a reel, and even YouTube is a lot of times recorded. But there's still that fear. That fear of showing up. So I want to talk about why it's so important. And it's going to increase your brand awareness and your reach. When you show up live, people get to see who you are. They get to see your heart. They get to know you better. You get better engagement with your audience, and you're able to build that authenticity and trust. And a lot of times people go, well, maybe you're in a business, maybe you're in a network marketing business, maybe you're whatever your business, there's a lot of competition. Live video is how you stand out, right? By being who you are, showing who you are and your take on whatever. If you're solving a problem for someone, if there is education you're offering or whatever, you're able to stand out by giving your version of it, right? So let's dig just a little bit. What belief do you have about your self image, right? Once you've identified that belief, it's time to forgive. And what I mean by that is a lot of times we go back, if you really dig, you go back and you find that, oh, that's why this comes up. And so for me personally, I did a little digging, and what I discovered was when I was a little girl, I was told, I was I liked attention, right? And so I remember my family would tell me, you need to quit showing off. And I heard that a lot. And so when I started coming online, I was horrified. I remember feeling such a resistance to showing up live or even posting a selfie, right? And so once I understood, oh, wait a minute, it's okay to show off a little bit on social media, right? I wasn't really showing off. I was just showing who I was. And that's all it is. You're just showing who you are. And so then I had to forgive. And it wasn't that I held a resentment, but I had to forgive a little bit, forgive my family for teaching me that I had to quit showing off, but also forgive myself for letting that hold me back. And so we need to make sure we're watching the narrative in our mind. Make sure we're those I am statements, um, maybe like I'm not worthy, I'm not enough, I'm not worthy of showing off, showing myself, right? And I don't mean to put that image of a show off. It's more of a showing up, showing who you really are. And so the struggle is real here. We got some serious fears that can keep us stuck. Fear of judgment, fear of looking nervous. I know one thing when I used to get on live, I'm like, I didn't want to look nervous. People are going to think I'm scared, right? Fear of criticism. I was petrified of haters. I thought, what if someone said, that's not true? Or what if someone said, well, that's dumb? I was so afraid of that. Fear of forgetting what to say. Now, I think that's a legit fear. And it's when you get to, and we're going to talk about these, right? I'm going to give you some tips on how to overcome these things where you're like, oh my God, my mind is going to go blank. And what do I do? Right? Because especially if you're live, you can't just, stop the recording. Fear of technical issues, right? And I remember thinking when I was creating this, I thought, I don't know how it plays in. But I was just on a training the other day and someone was like, I'm scared to death because I can't figure out the technical side. So that's a real fear. Fear of the unexpected. You never know the technical issues, not knowing what to say, the unexpected, and fear of being vulnerable. So video marketing, let's do a little planning and preparation. What do we do? This is going to help you. This one thing, or at least it helped me, is start looking outward instead of focusing on how you're feeling or what might go wrong. This is one thing I learned that changed how I showed up on live video, because before I would have to read a script, and if I lost my place, I was totally confused. And what someone told me, a coach told me that really made an impact was, she said, if you speak from your heart, focus on that person that really needs who you are, what the solution I'm offering, right? Or you're offering. And then speak to that one person. And sometimes it's good if you can just, someone in your mind that struggles, right? Speak to that one person and take it off you. Take it the inward thoughts of, I'm not, oh my, what if I mess up? What if I? And when you focus on that other person, I know that it helped me, I believe, and I would say a prayer like God asked me, or I'd ask God, I would say, please let my words help the people that need to hear it. Let me help solve a problem for someone that really needs it today, right? So let's talk about how we can overcome fear in your video marketing. So one thing is focus on what you do well, or what A lot of times we want to get online and create a video on something that we really don't know that much about, but we think it will sound good to our audience. So, but then we're struggling to figure out what to say, and it gets overwhelming. So when you're starting out, think about some things you really do well, right? If you're a good gardener, share some gardening tips. I may not have anything to do with your brand at that point, but we're just starting out. You're just building that muscle, right? Another thing is know who you're talking to, know your audience, understand your target audience, tailor your content to solving their problem. Give them that hope that there's a solution, right? And remember, focus on the outward, not in. And I don't mean like focus on who you're talking to, not within you. So steps to do video marketing when you're scared. Now, this is some things that can help you build that muscle. And the more you do something, the less scary it becomes, right? When you're in action, you're able to say, okay, that's hard for me, or I need to work on that. So one thing is to prepare and practice. And here's a 5-5-5 strategy that I learned recently that I thought this is really good because it helps my clients, and they're very excited when I shared it with them, because by taking this strategy, you work through it before you actually go live, right? So we all have a cell phone, right? So get on your phone and record 5 1-minute videos. Make it about whatever topic you want at this point, because no one's going to see them but you. And then you can create your own Facebook group. And in that group, you can make it private and that no one else is in there but you. So then you record 5 more videos in that group live. And what that will do will help you alleviate some of those technical issues, right? It will get you used to pushing that button, because sometimes pushing that button is the scariest thing to do. So you'll get used to that. And again, it's a muscle memory, right? It's developing that confidence muscle and giving you that courage to take the next step and to actually go live. Now, if you're not ready to go live for real, go live in that private group. But in this situation, you want to have someone there watching, right? So invite a friend, invite a coworker, someone that you trust, someone that's has been using video marketing, so that they can help you and guide you, right? The point is to start small. And again, like I said, this was, recording on your phone or in a private group. This is hopefully something that you can achieve by starting small, and it will help you build your confidence. And then have a backup plan. Especially in the beginning, I still sometimes, I need an outline at least, because I can get to rambling. And if I don't have those bullet points, I will go off on a tangent on something else. So having a script or an outline at least, that's great. Focus on your message. Think again, and I can't stress this enough, and you've heard it more than once, it's because I think it's so important to focus on that one person who needs you to show up. If you didn't show up, if you stopped, whether it's video marketing or just moving forward in your business, there's people that need you. They need you. They need what you have to say. And whether you believe that or not, I believe it. I believe that there's people out there that need you and the problem you can solve for them. And so what is on the other side of fear is growth and transformation. And if I learned nothing else from that ride down the Grand Canyon, I realized because when I was on the other side of that door, when I felt that peace and that calm, and I thought, what is different, right? The meal's the same. The path is the same. She still walked on the edge of the path, right there on the edge where any slip, we were going to go down. What was different? It was me, right? It was changing my mindset. And, in the case of your business or operating an online marketing, if you're doing any type of online marketing, focusing on the benefits of showing up live or showing up at all, and the opportunities for your audience and your business. Embrace imperfection. I feel like I'm a person that I've struggled ever since I was a little girl with speech. I had had to have speech therapy, and so feel like I stutter, and I feel like I get my words mixed up sometimes. And so I just had to embrace that. Like, that's just who I am, right? And sometimes those are hard things to overcome. But once you realize, you just embrace the imperfection, and people love you, right, for who you are. Like, they love those imperfections. Think about the TikTok videos you love to watch. Are they the perfectly rehearsed ones? Or are they ones that people are being just real, right? And then last but not least, get some support and feedback. Sometimes you may need to hire that coach. Maybe you need to talk to a mentor that really you trust, that can give you some support and feedback. So just kind of conclude, it's understandable to be scared of doing live video or using video in your marketing. Fear of judgment, looking nervous, criticism, forgetting what to say, technical issues, the unexpected, and being vulnerable they're very legit, right? But it's important to know who your audience is, who you're speaking to, understand their needs, and then tailor your content to them. But once it's time to take action. Once you get in action, it's so important, because, like I said, the 5-5-5 method gets you in action, right? But what do you do every day? Lots of times what happens is people get a little going, okay, well, what can I do every day to help me develop, help me become to that next level, help me grow in my business? And so I wanted to share with these 7 daily actions. These are from top earners, and they take this to get leads, engagement, and sales. But you also never wonder, what am I going to do today? Right? It's a way to take back your confidence and know the exact steps to making money. And so I want to offer a PDF, a roadmap with 7 daily actions to achieve success. And it's free. So it's a $17 value. And if you did just tip number 2, your business would grow. And tip number 4 is often missed. I'm not revealing. You got to get the PDF to know what these are. But number 4 is missed, but it's key to making money online. And so when you download this, you're also get access to our free community, and we host a weekly coffee chat where there's networking, connections, and collaborations. So, and there is the group that we have. You would have free access to, and there's also marketing, training, social media guidance, and opportunities in there. And there is the link. I will post this in the chat. And here is how to find me. Sunshine, you were probably going to ask me that, but I figured I'd present it on a PowerPoint. So if anyone wanted to connect with me, I'd love to connect. I love networking. I love meeting new people. So I would love to connect with everyone in the audience.
Awesome. Well, we're going to keep it up there in case anybody wants to be able to jot that down on different ways to be able to connect with you. I love the topic that you talked about, and I know you work with clients throughout, the weeks. I'm just curious, what would you say was one of the most challenges that your clients usually come to you, about, and you have to really help them to be able to solve?
Well, it's funny. We were just talking today. I had a group today that we were, I would say, I specialize in helping people with their content. So content creation is kind of my jam. And just understanding and getting a clear picture of who your audience is, and just narrowing down how you speak to them. So a lot of times people want to, if you have a business, so let me give you an example, like a network marketing business, and you think, okay, there's a lot of products and I want to sell them all, and this would benefit everyone. In reality, if you're trying to speak to everyone with all your products, they're going to be confused. They're not going to get the message you're trying to give. And so by narrowing that down, by speaking to that one person about that one problem, now I'm not saying that that's the only problem you could ever solve for people, but for example, like with content creation, I will narrow it down. I will talk about just one aspect of it, right? Like how to create more content in less time, right? How to create that one pillar piece of content and be able to multiply it, or how to share a Canva trick, right? But and just focus on that. So sometimes it's the biggest struggle I see people have is they're trying to go too wide with their topics.
And I'm just curious, what would you say causes that to happen? Because we do see it often, especially when startup businesses start, how they feel like their product or service can serve everybody. So, that being said, what would you say causes that to happen? And what are some of the first couple of steps they can take to try to get that narrowed?
Well, I mean, it's natural, right? I remember being in a company where I wanted to help people solve their like solve their health problems, and there was a lot of products, and I remember thinking like I wanted to help everyone, and I wanted to share all the products, and I found myself getting a little confused, and this was before I came online. So when I came online, it just carried over, and I think that it's just a natural feeling, especially women that are on this in this industry, whatever that is, right? Whatever business you're in, you're there. We tend to have a heart to serve. We want to we help people, right? We want to solve problems that they struggle with. Knowing someone's struggling with a pain or a just whatever, we want to help them, right? And then it's part of our business. So what happens is it's just natural to want to solve all the problems because we tend to be fixers, right?
Mhm.
Right? We want to fix it all. And
Mhm.
so I think the solution is, and I was just talking to someone today, one of my clients, I said, and I was helping her narrow it down. I mean, she had a list of things she did, and she wasn't not necessarily she's not successful, but she was struggling to keep it all balanced, right? And so by narrowing it down and say picking one thing to focus on, because she's a marketing, she does a couple of blogs where she's health and wellness. I mean, like there's so many balls bouncing that she was having a hard time. And once we narrowed it down, said, okay, let's just focus on one thing for now, not forever, but for now. And I think that it was like an aha light bulb went off. And because once you do that, creating content's not hard anymore because you've got that one thing you're focusing on. The clutter is cleared. We get that mind clutter that
Mhm.
keeps us from coming up with ideas or the creativity that it takes to create content to run our business, right?
I love what you said. It sounds like it also would play right into branding if once you're able to narrow it down.
Mm-hmm.
But it does allow you to be able to create that effective content. And one thing that you're big on is being able to focus on that one and reach that one person, but create a lot of content around it. That being said, I'm just curious, because I know that you're consistently coming up with ways to be able to connect with people, especially with the what you are doing and helping people to overcome their fear when it comes to video. I'm just curious if there was some kind of program that you do have planned on coming up or is currently created that they are able to jumpstart right into without that fear of feeling like, oh, I may not be successful.
Yeah, I do have actually a course that would help them walk through that, and then with that, they would be have free access to we have a content creation club, and basically it's a monthly club that with the purchase of the course they would get a free access, a year access, and in that we really dive deep into creating content, helping people break that down, branding them. And one thing I love about branding the individual is that it's actually, once you get very clear on who you are and who you want to show up as, it all becomes simpler. It stops being complicated. A lot of times we want to become the person. I remember being online. I don't know about you, Sunshine. I used to think, just tell me what to do and I'll do it, right? Just tell me who I need to act like. What is the most successful way to do a live video, for example, and talk about my product or my service or whatever? And so I think it's just breaking that down and then eliminating the overwhelm, right? By taking this one piece of content and being able to repurpose it and put it over all the platforms. So you're only doing work on one thing instead of everything, right? Not trying to do it all. And so saving time freedom is very important to me. And I tend to attract people that really want to spend less time and get more results. And so I think I went beyond your question, but
No. You definitely hit the question on now. If someone was to be able to capture, like based on the people that are listening to this and people that are going to listen to a replay, what would you say is something you want them to capture from all what you have shared, and to be able to encourage them to move forward?
I think my the thing I can say that would be that means that I've seen on me and other people in my industry and also the people I've worked with is when you feel that fear, you feel that resistance, and sometimes we don't recognize it as fear. Many of the things I listed in the presentation, I would have swore to you that I did not suffer from. I didn't think I had fear of judgment. I didn't think I had fear of criticism. Well, I knew that, but there was a couple others I didn't think I had. And I would say by having that resistance come up, sometimes that is the time to push the hardest and to make that whatever it takes, whether you need to get like a coach, hire a coach, do some self-care, step outside and get some fresh air, spend time in nature, whatever it takes to remove that roadblock, because that's exactly what it is. It's going to keep you from progressing. And I really believe that whether it's showing up online, whether it's making appointments, closing the sale, whatever it is that you're resisting because you don't feel enabled or equipped, just know you are. And I believe you are. I believe that you can do anything and that you set your mind to. And I know that's a broad statement and overly, maybe even a cliche, but I really believe that. And I think the step from that is overcoming that fear that is stopping you from getting to the place you want to go.
I love what you said. I love what you said. And even though even though it may sound like a cliche, it's really true what you're all saying. And I think sometimes we hear the word fear, fear, fear all the time. What would you say, based on your reality? What would you say fear means to you?
Well, I think there's a time and a place for fear, right? When you're in a situation where your fear is designed to protect us. And so I would say that fear to me is, for me personally, is something I want to overcome. I don't believe I need that fear response in most of my day, but there are moments, right? If you, for example, this is kind of a maybe an unreal thing in this day and time, but there's probably places that this could happen. If you knew there was a bear in the area and you're in the woods, you're going to have that fear response, right? You're going to have that fight or flight. You probably have heard of that. And so, but I would think in our business, in our daily life, that comes up to protect us. Fear is a protector, and it really wants, it's a subconscious reaction to protect you. And you have to really work at overcoming that because it's so ingrained in us. And so I think it's a decision, and it may not be when you're in the moment of fear, but I do believe that it's a muscle that you grow as you overcome. Each time you push down that roadblock, each time you do that, and you're on the other side, and you're growing, you're transforming into the next level woman that you were intended to be, that God wanted you to be. He has a destination for you, and maybe you don't realize it, but He does. And the fact that we limit ourselves, and this is what I'm talking about me, right? I'm talking about my own journey too. Whenever I remember that uh, with God, anything's possible. And so, how am I the way I by limiting myself and giving into that resistance and saying, okay, well, I can't do this. I don't feel comfortable. It's like, to me, I'm disrespecting the person that made the God that made me, right?
Mm. I love how you brought us in and gave us another way to look at there, because just the word sometimes can be scary. So for you to be able to bring us in and show us that, hey, listen, it's okay to be afraid of certain things, but not all things, and that this is where you want to start working through that process with God to be able to overcome it so you can continue to be great. So well said. So that being said, I wanted to be able to conclude, because this is a very important topic. I know people are going to listen to a replay. So that being said, if you can you definitely share with us as far as, I know you showed us all of your social media outlets, but which ones are you really on the most of the time that people can really connect with you the most?
I would say for sure Facebook, Instagram a little bit, but I've been actually launching my YouTube channel. So follow me there, subscribe. I love the support. And I'm on TikTok, and I'm also going to start. I'm on Pinterest, but I'm growing a Pinterest. So I would say LinkedIn is my last resort. It's kind of, and I'm putting them up there in the order that I'm active. So
There you go. There you go. There you have it. No other than VIP Tonia Smith back on the
oh,
platform, sharing the great word of how we can continue to grow and be able to expand in video and overcome our fears while doing it. Okay. We all need it, and we all need to continue to grow. So again, thank you so much, Tonia, for all the times that you continue to come on here and give us so many different valuable information to help us grow in the programs that you're creating to continue to help us to plug into. So that being said, I am the CEO and founder of Next Level 2 Women Entrepreneur. My name is Oluwafunke Bullenwriter. I go by Sunshine. Please take time to connect with us at talk2sunshine.info. And you're just, when you go on that website, you're going to see so much that we're doing to really help women entrepreneurs, not just here in Charlotte, North Carolina, but globally. And we hope you can plug into something to continue to help you to grow and expand in business. Until next time, we want to say thank you for coming here to Next Level 2 Women Entrepreneur Platform. Tonia, thank you for sharing with us how to be able to definitely go use video and overcome the fear. And we look forward to seeing you again on the platform. And everybody have a great night. And I'll be back on here again at 8:30 p.m. today. We hope to see you on there. Good night.
hi.